On today's video, I, together with my partner Yusrina, will be presenting on challenges on having online classes during the COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic impacts many sectors in everyday life. For example, it has created an educational disturbance and global health concerns. All educational institutions have closed abruptly. It is because to limit the spread of the coronavirus. Hence, it is important to create a more pandemic-friendly environment in conducting classes. Learning providers and institutions were required to rethink and reconfigure their on-site in-person delivery strategies to other more pandemic-friendly formats, such as online, blended, or hybrid learning. Furthermore, hybrid learning provides engaging learning opportunities to students by combining the face-to-face medium instruction with online learning opportunities. Moving on to the first challenge on having online classes during the COVID-19 pandemic. First of all, students might have problems with computer literacy when studying online. Not everyone has the same family background at home. As we all know, before the pandemic hits globally, students learn their subject face-to-face. However, when the COVID-19 suddenly attacks, majority students need to learn how to use their gadget in a short time in order to join their teachers' online classes. This new learning method is so sudden that makes the majority of the students not ready in terms of the skills to handle the technology, especially primary school students or students who does not have anyone to teach him or her about the technology at home. The second challenge will be students might have psychological problems when studying alone at home. This is due to the reason that studying at home and studying at school is completely different. At schools, when students studying together with their friends, it will make the students more motivated to learn the subject. Other than that, it is also easier for students to understand more when studying face-to-face with their teacher and friends, because it is easier to interact when the friends or the teacher explains it face-to-face about a particular subject. As an example, for the students studying science, it might most probably be very helpful if the students can experience the experiments by themselves rather than only read the experiments on the book, so that the students will not lack of hands-on experiences. Moreover, when studying at home, there are lots of things the students need to think about, like the house chores, plus all the homework. Whereas when studying at school, the student does not have to think about the house chores. The students only need to focus on their homework and study their topic. When there are too many things the students need to handle, it might lead to psychological problems such as stress, anxiety, depression, and many more. Moving on to the next challenge on having online classes during the pandemic. Well, the reality is that not everyone has the money to buy the gadgets such as laptops, phones, tablets, and many more. Some students might come from a wealthy family, while some students might come from a struggled family, which it is almost impossible for their parents to buy those gadgets, especially in this pandemic era. In this current pandemic era, there are lots of parents that lose their job because of this pandemic. They might not have any income, be it for days, weeks, or months. All the money that they have, they only can focus on the life necessities things such as clothes, the foods, maybe monthly car payment or house payment. It will definitely be more challenging if there are lots of dependents under their parents. So students need to think a way on how to stay in class in this current situation during this difficult time. Moving on to Yusrina.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Yusrina Zohara binti Yaqub. So, the next issues that I'm going to be talking about is internet. The COVID-19 has changed the education discourse drastically because now the students can find their courses and books online where they can study in their free time. However, there are multiple problems faced by students in online classes. Many students are not well equipped with the high internet connection that is required for online learning because not everyone has stable internet at home, especially for students who live in rural areas. There is possibility of poor connectivity for the students or teachers who find difficulty in downloading some information related to the subject, blurred videos, and etc. Because since we can have a library to find information from the book, so instead we use the internet and search for the ebooks, articles, journals, and more. Or perhaps having a poor internet could trouble them doing an online discussion with friends about presentations, studies, and more. An example of a case that happens to a girl from Sabah named Viviana Mosibin. She studied at UMS University Malaysia Sabah. Last year during MCO, she has been posting videos on YouTube and share about her life in rural Sabah, and one of her videos titled 24 Hours on a Tree Challenge suddenly became viral, and she had become the talk of the town just in one day because Viviana, she climbed up a tree and spent 24 hours on a tree just to get a better internet connection to sit for her online examination. She spent overnight on a tree without a single complaint, even though there was a giant hornet that had made its way into her treetop sanctuary. But still, that didn't bother her to continue her stay just to finish her challenge. However, her strong determination and courage to get the job done, despite the daunting obstacles, have inspired so many people. The last issues that I'm going to discuss is having an environmental problem for students and teachers because teaching and learning at home can cause lots of distractions. Research has found that learning environments play a crucial role in students' success. Several factors can affect learning ability, including seating, light, noise, and even color. Students who study in a positive learning environment are more motivated, engaged, and have a higher overall learning ability. On the other hand, students learning in poor environments, those that are uncomfortable, loud, or full of distractions, will find it far more difficult to absorb information and stay engaged. And as for teachers who have babies or children to take care of, they might be distracted by the noise of children's cries. So, the conclusion is this presentation was aimed to analyze the effects of COVID-19 on education. The pandemic creates an opportunity to implement hybrid learning, and perhaps one day we could have a completely digital learning world. Having said this, we still have to work towards combating mental health issues, and one recommendation is by adopting various pedagogical methods as we are living in this new norm. So, that's all from us.